Hi, it's Ingrid, and welcome to the Week 20 update of Ethan and Ingrid's 2024 Big Year. The first question you're probably asking yourself is, why are these crazy birders showing us the Boston Pop's annual July 4th performance on the Esplanade? Well, we chased a rare bird on the Esplanade yesterday, just a few hundred feet from where Arthur Fiedler, John Williams, and Keith Lockhart have conducted. To be fair, we saw the Chuck-Will's Widow in the morning, with no violins or horns in sight. But the Charles River area is always crowded with joggers, dogs, and strolling pensioners. Why this nocturnal bird of the American South was sleeping next to an outdoor beer garden is anybody's guess. Over the years, Ethan and I have had brief glimpses of Chuck-Will's widows darting through the sky chasing bugs at dusk. More often, we have only heard their unmistakable Chuck-Will's widow, Chuck-Will's widow call well after dark. 90 minutes later, we were in Concord, Mass., not far from where the first shots of the American Revolution were fired. Here we got a prothonotary warbler, a bird of southern swamps. This is a very unusual path for New England. Notice that it is flat, wide, and there are no tree roots or rocks crossing all over it. In a few weeks, we'll be driving to North Carolina with a list of birds we still need to get south of the Mason-Dixon line. The Chuck-Will's widow and prothonotary scratched 2 birds off that list. We ended the day hiking up a mountain in Hadley, Massachusetts, the self-proclaimed asparagus capital of the world, to get 2 beautiful birds, the bright yellow-throated vireo and the cerulean warbler. Note, before yesterday, Ethan didn't know cerulean was a shade of blue. Early parts of the week found us on outings within a 50-mile radius of our home. Between Capissic Pond in Portland, Hinckley Park in South Portland, Hidden Valley Nature Center in Jefferson, Butler Head in Bath, and our own yard in Wiscasset, we found several new warblers and flycatchers for the year. Massachusetts, however, continues to beckon us. It is just far enough south of us to entice some of the more exotic warblers and other spring migrants in larger numbers than what we see in Maine. Off we set on Monday to find a Kentucky warbler in Dartmouth, Mass., close to the Rhode Island border. As this bird was very vocal and in the exact same spot it was reported to be the day before, it wasn't long before we found him. Next, we visited Allen's Pond in Westport, Mass., and were thrilled to find both a salt marsh sparrow and a seaside sparrow. While the former is not difficult for us to find in Maine, the seaside is. Our final visit of the day was to Parker River National Wildlife Refuge on the North Shore in Newburyport, where eastern whippoorwills sing at dusk and dawn. We arrived 45 minutes before dusk to learn that the gate to the refuge was about to close. Although we could have gotten out after the gate closed, according to one visitor, we decided not to chance it and waited and listened outside of the gate. Many birds were still singing, but as the sun set and dusk began to settle in, it grew quieter. Too quiet. Not having had much to eat and worried that we might miss a chance to find a place open late for dinner on a Monday night, we agreed that we would wait until 8:30 before packing it in and trying again another day. Suddenly, just under the wire at 8:28 came the first whip of the eastern whippoorwill's distinct call. It then completed its call, announcing its name exactly once. But once was all we needed, and off we went to enjoy a delicious dinner at the Black Cow. So now we loop back to the Boston Pop's fireworks, another piece of pie, and a week that brought us 21 new birds, extending our big year count to 543. Next week, we head off the coast of Maine for those adorable little clowns of the ocean, Atlantic puffins. Please tap the subscribe button below to follow our big year on YouTube. Happy birding!